Good day, everyone. Let me tell you something real clear. The difference between where you are right now and where you want to be, it's not your background, it's not your bank account, it's not even your connections. It's your mindset. You could have all the talent in the world, but if your mind is set on the wrong frequency, you're going to keep attracting the wrong results. Steve Harvey says it best. Your mind is a factory. You can produce good thoughts or bad thoughts, and whatever you feed it, that's what it's going to manufacture all day long. Let me tell you something right now. The life you're living today is a direct reflection of the thoughts you've been thinking. I ain't talking about just last night. I'm talking about the thoughts you've been carrying in your head for years. You see, your mind is like a factory. Every single morning when you wake up, the foreman of that factory is waiting on your instructions. If you walk in there talking about, man, I'm tired, I'm broke, nothing ever works out for me, you just gave your foreman the order to start producing more tiredness, more brokenness, more setbacks. And guess what? That's exactly what's going to show up in your day. Now, some of y'all wonder why every time you take one step forward, life pushes you 2 steps back. It's not always because the world's against you. Sometimes it's because you've been speaking against yourself without even realizing it. You've been telling your mind what you can't do instead of what you can do. You've been giving it a blueprint for struggle instead of a blueprint for success. You gotta understand, your mind don't have no filter when it comes to your own words. It believes whatever you feed it. You tell it you're not smart enough, it'll find ways to prove you right. You tell it you're not good enough, it'll show you situations to confirm that. But when you start saying, I am capable, I am worthy, I am equipped, your mind will go to work looking for evidence to match those beliefs. It's like planting seeds. If you go out into your garden and drop corn seeds in the soil, you're not going to wake up one day and find watermelons growing out there. No, you get what you plant. Your life works the same way. You plant seeds of negativity. You grow problems. You plant seeds of faith. You grow possibilities. See, I used to wake up every morning talking about what I didn't have. Man, I ain't got the money. I ain't got the right connections. I ain't got the right breaks. And then one day I realized every word coming out of my mouth was keeping me in the same spot. The moment I switched it up and started saying I got everything I need to start, God's already equipped me for the journey. My time is coming. Things started to shift. Opportunities didn't just show up, they ran toward me. That's why I tell people, guard your mind like it's your house. You wouldn't let just anybody walk into your living room and throw garbage all over your floor, would you? So why you let trash thoughts hang out in your head? Kick them out. Change the locks if you have to. Fill your space with words that build you, not break you. And I know somebody's thinking, Steve, I can't just think positive and expect everything to change. And you're right, thinking alone don't get it done. But thinking is where it starts. Because when your mind believes you can, your body starts moving in that direction. You'll make different choices. You'll take bolder steps. You'll see opportunities you couldn't see before. So here's what I want you to do starting tomorrow morning. Before your feet even hit the floor, speak life into your day. Say, today I'm blessed. Today I'm favored. Today I'm going to win. Don't let negativity be the first thing that enters your mind. Train your mental factory to produce the kind of life you want to live. Because at the end of the day, your thoughts are the architects of your future. Build something worth living in. Listen to me and hear me good. One of the biggest mistakes people make in life is sitting around waiting for the perfect moment to start. You know what I'm talking about. That voice in your head that says, I'll start chasing my dream when I have more money, when I meet the right people, when my kids are older, when I feel ready. Let me tell you something. If you keep waiting for the perfect conditions, you're going to wait yourself right into the grave. There ain't no perfect time. The perfect time is now. See, when I started in comedy, I didn't have no plan B. I didn't have no safety net. I sure didn't have no perfect setup. I was living in my car, washing up in hotel bathrooms, trying to figure out where my next meal was coming from. If I had waited for life to hand me the perfect set of circumstances, I'd still be standing on the corner telling jokes to myself. But I leaped anyway. And let me tell you something, when you leap, God got a way of building you some wings on the way down. Now, I ain't saying you gotta be reckless. I'm saying you gotta move with what you got right now. Because here's the thing, waiting for ready is a trap. Ready ain't coming. That's like waiting for a bus that ain't even on your route. You can prepare, you can plan, but at some point you gotta step out. And the moment you do, the universe starts moving pieces you couldn't see before. Doors you didn't even know existed start swinging open. But they don't open for people standing still. They open for people in motion. Some of y'all got dreams that have been sitting on the shelf so long they got dust on them. You keep telling yourself next year, but you said that last year and the year before that. Truth is, you scared. You scared of failing. You scared of looking foolish. You scared of people talking about you. But let me tell you something, people are going to talk about you whether you win or lose, so you might as well give them something worth talking about. You got to understand, there is never a moment when all the lights turn green before you leave the house. Life don't work like that. You got to start driving, even if some of the lights are still red up ahead. And yeah, you might hit a few bumps. You might even have to take a detour. But that's how you learn, that's how you grow, and that's how you get there. And here's the beauty of it, you ain't gotta have it all figured out to begin. I didn't know how I was gonna make it. I didn't know how I was gonna pay for gas. I didn't know how long it would take. But every time I took a step, something showed up to help me take the next one. That's called faith. Faith is believing in the unseen, but moving like it's already yours. So if you're sitting there waiting for the perfect time to start that business, to write that book, to go back to school, to change your life, let me tell you, the perfect time is never going to show up dressed in a tuxedo, ringing your doorbell. The perfect time is right now. The clock is ticking, and every second you wait is a second you ain't getting back. Stop looking for signs in the sky. You breathing? That's your sign. You woke up this morning? That's your sign. So take that leap. Start messy. Start scared. Start unsure. But for God's sake, start. Because the longer you wait, the longer you delay the blessings that are already on their way to you. And trust me, you got no idea what's waiting for you on the other side of our starting. Let me tell you something, gratitude will change your life faster than almost anything else you can do. I'm talking about real gratitude, not just saying thank you when somebody holds the door. I mean, waking up in the morning and deciding before the day even starts that you're going to focus on what's right in your life instead of what's wrong. See, that's the problem for most people. They wake up already thinking about their bills, their problems, their worries, and then they wonder why the whole day feels heavy. Steve Harvey says, if you wake up grateful, you will keep attracting things to be grateful for. I know this is true because I've lived it. There was a time in my life when I didn't have much. I was broke, sleeping in my car, wondering how I was going to eat. If I had focused on all the things I didn't have, I'd have stayed stuck right there. But instead, I started forcing myself to say, thank you. Thank you for waking me up today. Thank you for giving me another shot. Thank you for the breath in my lungs. Thank you for the fact that even though I'm sleeping in this car, I got a car to sleep in. See, gratitude isn't about having everything. It's about recognizing that you already have something. And when you acknowledge the blessings you have, you're sending a signal to God, to the universe, whatever you believe in, that you're ready for more. But when you complain all the time, you're basically saying, what you've given me isn't enough. And let me tell you, nothing shuts down blessings faster than ungratefulness. I know some of y'all are thinking, but Steve, you don't know my situation. I've got real problems. And I get that. I'm not saying gratitude means you ignore your struggles. I'm saying gratitude changes the way you face them. When you wake up grateful, you start the day with your spirit lifted. And when your spirit is lifted, you got more energy, more focus, more creativity to deal with whatever life throws at you. Here's something I want you to try. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, before you turn on the TV, sit up in your bed and name 5 things you're thankful for. They don't have to be big things. Maybe it's the roof over your head. Maybe it's your kids. Maybe it's the fact you've got running water. Or maybe it's just that you made it through yesterday. But name them out loud, feel them. Let your mind soak in that gratitude before the world starts pulling on you. You see, gratitude is like a lens. It changes what you see. Without it, all you notice are the weeds in your garden. With it, you start noticing the flowers. And the more you notice the flowers, the more flowers start growing. That's how it works. You attract what you focus on. I remember when I started making it in comedy, I was still living small in my head. I was thinking about what I might lose instead of what I had gained. One day I caught myself and said, hold up, I'm living my dream. I get to do what I love every day. How dare I spend this blessing worried about what might go wrong? From that moment on, I made gratitude a habit. And let me tell you, more doors started opening. More opportunities came my way. So hear me when I say this. Gratitude is not just a nice idea, it's a power tool. It will shift your mindset, change your energy, and put you in position to receive more. Don't wait for life to get perfect to be thankful. Be thankful right now in the middle of your mess, because when you're grateful for the little you have, that's when the big stuff starts showing up. Let me break this down for you. Who you spend your time with will make or break you. I'm talking about your circle, your crew, your so-called friends, even your family sometimes. See, you can't have a winning mindset if you're hanging around people who are constantly losing on purpose. You can't be dreaming about flying like an eagle and then spend all day scratching around in the dirt with pigeons. That's Steve Harvey 101 right there. You ever notice how when you hang around negative people, you start picking up their habits? They complain. You start complaining. They doubt themselves. You start doubting yourself. That's because energy is contagious. If all you hear every day is you can't do that, or man, that's too risky, or nobody in our family ever did that before, your brain starts believing it. Before you know it, you're shrinking your dreams just to fit in with people who gave up on theirs a long time ago. Let me tell you something. If the people you spend the most time with aren't pushing you, inspiring you, and challenging you, you need a new circle. I'm not saying cut everybody off cold turkey, but I am saying you got to protect your mental space like it's treasure, because it is. If your mindset is your engine, then your circle is the fuel you put in it. And if you keep pouring in low quality fuel, don't be surprised when your life starts breaking down. Now here's the hard truth. Sometimes the people closest to you will be the ones holding you back the most. Not always out of hate, but out of fear. They see you changing, they see you growing, and it scares them. Because if you succeed, it forces them to look at their own lives. And some folks would rather pull you down than face the fact that they stayed stuck. I remember when I first started chasing my dream, there were people telling me, Steve, you crazy? You really think you're going to make a living telling jokes? You better go get you a real job. If I had listened to them, I'd still be clocking in somewhere miserable, talking about what I could have been. Instead, I chose to listen to people who saw what I saw, people who believed in possibilities instead of limitations. You gotta understand, being around the right people will change your vision. Winners think different. They see solutions where others see problems. They celebrate your wins instead of getting jealous. They speak life into your ideas instead of poking holes in them. That's the kind of energy that keeps your mindset sharp. Here's what I want you to do. Take inventory of your circle. Ask yourself, when I leave this person's company, do I feel lifted or drained? Do I feel inspired or discouraged? If most of the time you feel drained and discouraged, that's a sign you're keeping the wrong company. And don't fool yourself thinking you can keep your mindset strong while surrounding yourself with negativity. It don't work like that. And I know it's hard. It's uncomfortable. You might have to love some people from a distance. You might have to find new rooms to walk into where you're not the smartest or the most successful, because that's how you grow. You learn from people who are already where you want to be. So remember this, your mindset is like a garden, and your circle is either watering your flowers or stepping on them. If you want to grow into the person you're meant to be, you better make sure you're spending your time with gardeners, not weeds. Because when you surround yourself with the right people, your mindset can't help but level up. And when your mindset levels up, your whole life follows. Let me be real with you. At some point, you got to stop blaming everybody else for where you are in life. I know that's a hard pill to swallow, but it's the truth. You can't control what happened to you. You can't control who hurt you. You can't control how unfair life can be sometimes. But you can control how you think, how you respond, and what you decide to do next. That's on you. That's your responsibility. See, too many people waste years waiting on somebody to come rescue them. They're sitting around thinking, when the right person comes into my life, then I'll be happy. Or when my boss finally sees my worth, then I'll get promoted. Or when the government changes, then my life will get better. Let me tell you something. Nobody is coming to save you. You are the hero of your own story. You are the one who has to put on the cape. I learned that the hard way. When I was broke and living in my car, I used to sit there wondering, why won't somebody just give me a break? And one day it hit me, ain't nobody obligated to give me a break. It was my job to create one. I had to stop waiting for permission and start moving toward what I wanted, even if I didn't have all the answers. When you take responsibility for your mindset, you take your power back. Because here's the thing, life will always throw curveballs. You can't stop that. You can't stop the rain from falling, but you can decide whether you're going to stand there getting soaked or grab an umbrella and keep moving. Your mindset is that umbrella. It's how you protect your peace and keep walking toward your goals, no matter what's happening around you. Now, this ain't about ignoring your pain or pretending like bad things don't happen. It's about refusing to let those things control the rest of your life. You get to decide if a setback is going to be a lesson or a life sentence. You get to decide if someone's opinion is going to define you or just motivate you. That choice, that's yours every single day. Some folks get addicted to blaming. They always got a reason why they can't win. Too old, too young, not enough money, wrong background, no connections. I've heard it all. But you know what's funny? I've seen people with worse circumstances still win big because they decided they weren't going to let excuses run their life. They own their mindset. And here's the part you got to hear. Responsibility is freedom. I know that sounds backwards, but it's true. When you take full responsibility for how you think and act, you stop being a victim of everything that happens. You start realizing that even if you can't control the event, you can control the outcome, and that means you're in the driver's seat. So the next time life knocks you down, don't just lay there waiting for somebody to pick you up. Get yourself up. Dust yourself off. Tell yourself, I got this, because when you start talking to yourself like that, your mind starts believing it. And when your mind believes it, your life starts reflecting it. I'm telling you, stop waiting on the rescue team. You are the rescue team. Stop waiting for the conditions to change. Change your attitude in the middle of the conditions. Take that responsibility, own it, and watch how much more power you have over your own life. Because the truth is, once you take responsibility for your mindset, you'll realize you've had the keys to your freedom the whole time. Let me tell you something, your words are powerful. I'm talking about life-changing, door-opening, mountain-moving, powerful. The problem is, most folks don't realize they're speaking their future into existence every single day. You can't be walking around saying, I'm broke, I'm tired, I'm unlucky, and then be surprised when life keeps handing you more reasons to stay broke, tired, and unlucky. That's like planting tomato seeds and being shocked when tomatoes start growing. You get what you plant. Steve Harvey says, your mind is a factory and your words are the orders you give it. Every time you open your mouth, you are instructing your future. You're telling your life what to deliver. And here's the thing, your mind doesn't care if what you're saying is good or bad. It just takes the order and starts working to make it happen. That's why you have to be intentional about what comes out of your mouth. See, I used to talk myself right out of opportunities without even knowing it. I'd say things like, man, I probably can't do that, or somebody else is more qualified, or that's not for people like me. And guess what? My life lined up perfectly with those words. It wasn't until I started flipping the script that things started to change. I began saying, I can do this. I'm built for this. God put this dream in me for a reason. And suddenly, doors started opening. Not because the world magically changed, but because I changed the way I spoke about myself. Here's what you got to understand. Your words shape your belief, and your belief shapes your actions. If you keep telling yourself you can't, your mind won't even bother looking for ways to make it happen. But if you start telling yourself you can, your brain will start finding solutions, connections, and opportunities you never noticed before. That's the power of speaking life. Now, I'm not talking about some wishful thinking where you just say something and sit on the couch. No, you got to back up those words with action. But your words set the tone for the actions you take. If you walk into a meeting telling yourself, I'm confident, I'm prepared, I belong here, you're going to carry yourself differently than if you walk in saying, I hope they like me, I'm probably not good enough. You also got to watch what you say about your dreams around other people. Stop watering them down so you don't make others uncomfortable. Stop saying, it's just a little idea, or I hope maybe it works. Speak on your vision with certainty. Say, I'm building something amazing. It's gonna bless a lot of people. I'm gonna make it happen. When you talk like that, not only do you strengthen your own belief, but you also attract people who believe with you. And don't just speak life when things are going well, do it especially when things are rough. Anybody can talk positive on a good day. But it's when the bills are stacking up, when the dream feels far away, when you're tired and worn out, that's when you gotta open your mouth and say, I'm still blessed, I'm still winning, I'm still going to make it. Those words will carry you through storms you didn't think you could survive. So here's what I want you to do. Pay attention to the language you're using every day. Cancel the negative talk. Catch yourself when you start speaking doubt. Replace it with faith, with vision, with power, because every word you speak is either building your future or tearing it down. The truth is, you can't live a positive life with a negative mouth. If you want better, you gotta speak better. If you want success, you gotta talk success. If you want blessings, you gotta talk blessings. So from this day forward, speak life into your goals like your future depends on it, because it does.